This is Shagul Nizamudeen, an architect from ISRA Designs from Dazzler chapter, and today we are having a great event, Synergy 2022, which is an CBD B regions, BNI B regions huge event which is happening today. And apart from this, we have so many stalls and so many business so many business networking which is happening today, and we have beautiful guests today who had come to Synergy 22, and let me ask them what is their future plan, and let us ask them to introduce themselves.
I'm Jubran Siddique. I'm Chief Marketing Officer of Congruence Holding. Just to give you a small brief about Congruence Holding, Congruence Holding is a group of 7 companies ranging from online, offline distribution, wholesale, refurbished services and multi-branded showrooms. Congruence Holding currently is established in more than 25 locations in Chennai, and they're also currently valued at around 600 crores. And Congruence Holding currently is aggressively looking forward to expand into 300 plus stores, and we are very happy to be a part of Synergy 2022, and we look forward to see how we can grow together.
Hi, I'm Mohammed Aqeel. I'm representing as a senior marketing executive for Congruence Holdings. I'm handling marketing operations for all the companies under the Congruence Holdings. Right now in Synergy, we are representing Best Buy and GoFix.
So what is the plan of Best Buy?
Actually, we do have plans not only to sell. Actually, we want to make awareness to the community, to the economy itself. People doesn't have a bad bad thought on pre-owned and refurbished mobile phones at all at first place. The reason is like they feel like they get dizzy in like buying the used phones. They feel like it's outdated, or like the phone is like totally is e-waste. It doesn't produce proper usage for them. But actually, the fact is like a smartphone in its production itself, it can last up to 5 years of its its life existence is like can last up to 5 years.
So what is the strategies that you have been thinking?
So thank you so much for the question, Shaul bhai. In regards with finance, I'll bifurcate the answer into 2 halves. One is finance and marketing. I would say both go hand in hand, because Congruence Holding was blessed with tremendous growth in the last couple of years. They grew from scratch to a multi-crore company in no time, and as they have been growing silently. And currently, Congruence specifically wants to be visible into the market, and they want to make the users aware about the fact that it is not only buying and selling mobile phones, it has many more things to it. It has refurbished ecosystem to it, where the mobile phone exists for 5 years, and after 5 years you can still use it, refurbish it, and you can use it for many more years. Coming to the financial ecosystem, the market in India for mobile phones is growing significantly. The market in India is expected to be around $300 billion by 2030 for the smartphone market alone, and they are expecting it to double from here. And the refurbished market itself is estimated to be around $15 billion in the next 4 years alone by 2025. So understanding the market synopsis and the data, we feel that Congruence has a huge market forward, and they are poised and well positioned to take a huge market share and be an extremely good competition to many other people in the ecosystem.
After COVID, people are really putting some thought towards their economy, towards their small time finances. So if for a lay person like me, the acceptance level of the cell phone, the cars in the refurbished market is better. So when it comes to the smartphone, but don't you have there is a myth, right? So people think that once you buy the smartphone, which is the older, and they think that the phones are really slower, and the software being provided by the company makes the phone slower, or the battery is getting bulged, or the phone doesn't have a great performance. So how do you think that you can strategize it, and you can you can just open up the so many people's mind that it is really not so? Or as a lay person like me who doesn't know much about the technology, I also have the same problem. So I doesn't go for a refurbished market. I better choose the newer phone but to my price, to my pocket sizes. So how do you going to strategize these things in terms of your marketing?
Actually, the thing is like, if you see the past 5 years in the smartphone markets, the upgrade from the last 5 years to this years, the features are like the features upgradation is very limited. So like what you if you own a 5 years old phone, is what you can do in that phone can be done in the same. What you buy the phone today can be done in the same phone what you buy for 5 years ago. It's like the battery is the one, lithium-ion batteries and all. Usually, as time passes, it gets wear and tear. Simply replacing it makes things done very well. And we have our specialized softwares and hardware replacements where you can, if you like, obviously after 3 to 4 years, the chips or like the processor gets weakened. So just replacing the processor does the job. Can again the same speed can be experienced by the end user, and at the cost of half of the cost of what you can get for the new phone.
So how about that software myth?
The software myth is something like it's a marketing gimmick. What they do to increase the sales, because they want to whitewash the consumers' mindset in order to make more sales. As year by year passes, they just increases the price of the smartphone, not the features. Every phone just looks same as it is. Even if you take in the Android ecosystem, all the brands like all the Chinese brands are like, their phones nowadays look similar. They just add few cameras in it. That's it. That too, like they say, high quality cameras, but what to say, it does look good. For the people who has afford to buy new phones, they can buy. For people who see value for money, or like after COVID, people really tend to see value for money. Definitely, they can go for like what to say, within the 20. If they have 20K budget, means they 2 years before, if there was an iPad which cost around 40,000, now they can surely get the same iPad for 20K. Yeah, but the thing is, like in the iPhones and all, even if you had a phone for 6 years, also it will work like efficiently until and unless it is maintained well. But if you buy a refurbished phone, definitely they will replace the chips. Definitely they will replace the batteries. It will work like a buttery smooth way.
So when Jubran was addressing that the company Congress Holding, after finding this company, and it got a really better market. So I think the better market is because of the COVID, where people started going to work from home, and the schools and colleges got shut, and then they came to the online classes immediately, and they want to buy a phone. And people, based on their pockets, again, they started buying new old products. So maybe mostly the economy of India, the percentage of middle class, the lower middle class, and the lower class is much higher in terms of percent, at least 80%, right? So because these 80% of people suddenly forced to buy these products, and after COVID, now after this online classes started and people started buying them, and after now, I think now most of the online classes again went on to offline. So most of the work from home started again, people started going to the offices, right? So how do you think the future of these people, whether the opportunity is still the same, or you think there might be some slump, or you think no, the market is as good as what we strategized, or you also think that after people started going to these places, they are adapted to the ecosystem that is online. So they are still doing both online and offline, and even people want to do everything with the cell phones, mobile phones, laptops, and these iPads. So you still think the ecosystem will not change, or how do these calculations that you had worked out?
It's normal surveys we used to take from the customers itself. Actually, the thing is, like, customers got the taste in this COVID what actually they refurbished. Before that, they don't have the in-person real experience about it. They just have the rumors. Like what say this it won't work, this is just a scam kind of a thing. After the COVID, when they start forced to buy it and they used it, they realized that actually the to even the myth is like it's a fact is like you can use to your whole tablet or like laptops or phones, whatever it is. It's useful to use it. Another thing is like you asked me over the future. It's not, there's no slum. Actually, it's getting developed again and again because they got to know about the actual fact. They want to save like it's like they got to know about they can save a huge amount of money. It's just a gimmick or a trend getting a new phones. Because nowadays they are giving the same phone again and again with a different brand colors or names or designs. So even in the work from home or like in the school offline online classes and all, the schools and businesses got adapted to the cloud-based system of working and studying, as well as even they turned into offline. They started to have that kind of attachment with that online technologies. So what I see is like they want there is a huge high demand. Whenever even in the stalls and all, I see there is a lot of responses. There are lots of inquiries I can see where they have more interest to buy it because they can see around 30 to 35% of price difference from the new to refurbished or like pre-owned phones, where they say they themselves are telling us like it just looks like new one. How is it possible to sell like this? But yeah, but it's true. It's a fact. There are people who wants to sell the phone within few months. There are people who want to buy refurbished. Yeah.
I was having a discussion a few weeks before, and we were talking about the investment part. So, any strategies of marketing and pushing the products to the population that we target, right? So this is really a huge population market which you guys are targeting, right? So in that term, don't you think that since Apple started developing their manufacturing unit in India by getting tied up with Tata, and a few other Chinese companies again changing their brand names and expanding their factories and pulling more workforces and producing more different models today, and adding more features to the cell phones, and in future the refurbished market ecosystem, that what we are thinking, do you think that people will have a huge comparison between these, and people who are going to buy iPhone are really going to buy the iPhone only because of that iPhone ecosystem? So because of the refurbished market, people who are using Android, who really want to come into the iPad ecosystem or iPhone ecosystem, right? So there may be a changeover. Definitely there should be a changeover, because the Android new phone may cost something refurbished iPhone. So that is what my comparison as a layperson I'm thinking about. So what is the expected expectations on your side with the newer market and the older market? How the economy shift will happen? How this shift may give you promises, or may make you feel a little jiggled up, like whether it going to shake up you for the investment part, or you going to change the strategies over the time period. So how is your plan? Is there any ideas that you had charted out?
The brand new phones market and the refurbished phone market will go parallelly hand in hand. There will be a seamless integration between both, because more the designs, more the products which are getting launched on a yearly basis, more the exchange plans. When there are more exchange plans, refurbished phones get flooded into the market. So we feel that the scope and the market for refurbished phones is really high. And we also, yes, there's no doubts that companies like Apple and many other companies are coming up with some strong R&D for having customer retention, and with plans wherein they're making sure the customers don't go for refurbished but maintain the existing product cycle which they have. However, if you see on average, the Indian statistics say that per Indian on an average in the last 3 years has had an average of 2.5 phones. So according to statistics, on an average there will be one new phone a person will have and one refurbished phone a person will have. And to be honest, I myself do the same thing. Okay. So this is how we feel that the market in the future would be.